It continues. Kevin, thanks. Americans are rapidly moving out of liberal-led cities, and the latest U.S. Census data shows the mass exodus is intensifying, with the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., seeing the highest general population decline in 2021, dropping by nearly 3%. Distinguished Senior Fellow for Constitutional Studies at the Texas Public Policy Foundation, Dr. Carol Swain, joins me now to discuss. Dr. Swain, thank you so much for being here, as always. And with all due respect to my esteemed colleague who I'm anchoring with today, Kevin Cork, who lives in the district, unless you have to be there for your job at this point, why would anyone stay in D.C.?
I agree. And I used to love to travel to D.C. And when I go there now, it is like a wasteland. And I try to avoid all blue cities. I try to avoid New York, California, Chicago. These are places that at one time I enjoyed visiting. And we know why people are fleeing. Some of them visit the red states and the red cities, and they see that we have freedom. They see that we have low taxes, better quality of life. And of course, if they can get out of there, they do. And that's what federalism was supposed to be about, that people could vote with their feet, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, there's so much to do in D.C., so much great food, so much history, but, you got to really think about it. And it's not just D.C. Let's scroll the top 10 states in percent decline from last year to this year. Obviously, D.C. leading the pack, but look at that top 5. New York, obviously D.C. is not a state, but it is a district. New York, Illinois, Hawaii, California. There's your top 5. And Louisiana, Massachusetts, again, Republican governor in Massachusetts, but a very Democratic state. Why don't the leaders in these states change their policies that are ultimately forcing people to flee?
Because they want big government. They get their directives from above. And when you talk about D.C. and you say it's not a state, well, they've been trying to become a state for a long time. They've been trying to have a governor and 2 senators. And can you imagine, the city is so poorly run, what the state would be like? And so these blue states run by Democrats are oppressive. People really don't want to leave there. They don't have freedom. They have poor schools. They have high taxes, high crime, substandard services. They go to the red areas, and, hopefully they won't try to change those red areas into blue states. That's my fear.
Yeah, don't bring your bad policies to these other states if you're moving there. And this is a really interesting stat that we found. And again, drilling down now on cities, 9 out of 10 cities with the most black residents historically saw significant decreases since 2000. Again, we're scrolling this. The only exception really is Houston, but you see New York, Chicago, Detroit, Philly, Baltimore, LA, Memphis, Washington again, and New Orleans. Why is that happening, Dr. Swain?
Because black people are just like white people. We're all Americans, and we care about the quality of life. We care about our children and our schools and about safety. And you may remember that 84% of black people did not support defunding the police. The people that are pushing those crazy ideas, the CRT on Americans, those people don't represent any of us. They're not representing blacks and diversity. They're pushing an agenda that's harmful to our nation. And fortunately, we have the red states. And I think that once Democrats are out of power, they're going to be out of power for a long time, because people have had a taste of freedom. And I run across many blacks who didn't support Donald Trump, who are now saying that life was better under Trump. But life is always oppressive in blue cities. I live in one, and it's different between a blue city and a red city.
Yeah, to your point, Dr. Swain, all of my black friends, every single one of them wants the same things that I want. They want to be safe, they want their kids to be educated, and they do not want the police defunded. That notion that there's this fissure there is really propagated by the media, and it is wrong. Be sure to pick up a copy of Dr. Swain's book, Black Eye for America, How Critical Race Theory is Burning Down the House. Dr. Carol Swain, Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you very much.
You too.
Kevin, over to you.